The 151st Inter-Parliamentary Union is underway in Geneva. All IPU statutory bodies, including the Governing Council, standing committees, committees on the human rights of parliamentarians and on Middle East questions, as well as the Forum of Women Parliamentarians and the Forum of Young MPs, are meeting on this occasion. Let's listen in to my colleague joining us live from Geneva.
And welcome to this special edition of Focal Length on NewsX World. I'm Rishabh Gulati. We are in Geneva at the 151st Assembly of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, and the Vice President of the Executive Committee of the IPU is none other than our Member of Parliament of Lok Sabha from Bhubaneswar, Ms. Aprajita Sarangi. Aprajita ji, thank you very much. It's been a very interesting IPU session and very energetic, starting with your comments on Pakistan and Jammu and Kashmir yesterday. Would you help inform our viewers what exactly has happened and why you said what you did?
The day before yesterday, we were all sitting listening to various speakers from different countries in the Governing Council meeting, which is also termed as the General Assembly of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. This is the most important body, and I think representatives from more than 182 nations were present. We were also one among them. And suddenly we find the Speaker of the National Assembly of Pakistan going to the forefront and standing at the dais, and immediately after he started his speech, he began almost by attacking India for no reason whatsoever. There was absolutely no provocation from our side, no instigation from our side. And he talked about Jammu and Kashmir, saying that Jammu and Kashmir should be part of Pakistan. He called India an aggressor. And he also said that the Indus Water Treaty that had been kept in abeyance by the Indian government was actually illegal. So I think he kind of lambasted India, which of course people like us would definitely not accept, and I'm sure most of the people from the international community would also not accept, because absolutely there was no provocation, as I said, I reiterate, from our side. Then we requested the chair for the right of reply for India, and fortunately they immediately allowed, thanks to them, and then thereafter we said what we said. In fact, we made it extremely clear that Jammu and Kashmir was an integral part, is an integral part, and shall always remain an integral part of India. And the accession of Jammu and Kashmir to India has been extremely legal, and that is irrevocable. And as far as the Indus Water Treaty is concerned, in fact, whatever I said there, I definitely like to reiterate for the knowledge of the audience, that this particular treaty was signed about 6 decades back in 1960. And Indian government had been requesting Pakistan for revisiting this treaty, revisiting the provisions of the treaty, keeping in view the fact that a lot of water has gone down the Ganges and a lot of the provisions of the treaty needed a relook. But Pakistan, unfortunately, had not been listening to India, not paying a deaf ear to India. And thereafter, the April 22nd Pahalgam thing happened, and we were all aghast. Now, there is also a point which I have raised in my speech that particular day in the assembly. There is a preamble to this treaty, and that preamble talks of friendship and goodwill. So I think in the year 1960, there must have been some kind of bonhomie between the two countries for that particular period, and therefore the preamble says that in an atmosphere of friendship and goodwill we execute this treaty. Now, post April 22 Pahalgam massacre, I would say, where is the goodwill, where is the bonhomie, where is the friendship? So I think the Indian government, giving their reasons, was well within its right to actually put the entire treaty into abeyance. So I think we had to put facts straight. We had to tell the international audience that Pakistan was instigating India, attacking India for no reason whatsoever. And it goes to any political forum and any international forum, any kind of audience it goes to, and it starts ranting against India, which is not acceptable. You know, this is, I would say, for India is a matter of self-defense. whatever we said that day, it was an act of self-defense on our part. Any self-respecting nation would behave as we did. So I think the entire nation has heard, the entire international community who were present there have heard, and I think we stand by what we said.
Ma'am, of course, you are here in Geneva interacting with members of parliament, speakers of assemblies from all over the world. There are more than 1,000 members of parliament from across the world, including a large delegation from India is here. Other than the specific episode of having to respond to Pakistan, what's the general perception you've received? Because you are representing a country that is the 4th largest economy, soon to be the 3rd largest economy in the world.
Thanks to my leaders back home and thanks to the support of everybody, I also happen to be the Vice President of the Executive Committee of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. And the meeting of the Executive Committee commenced on 17th of October. So 17th and 18th we had the meeting, and 22nd today also we have the last part of the meeting of the Executive Committee. And when we sit in the Executive Committee, there is a lot of discussion, very I would say erudite and experienced members of parliament from different countries are members on the committee. And we discuss about 16 agenda items. And my job also as the Vice President is to actually tell what transpired in the Executive Committee in the meeting of the Asia Pacific Group the day when the General Assembly commences. So on the 19th, in the morning hours, I had to brief the 36 nations who form the Asia Pacific Group as the Vice President of the Executive Committee. So I did that, and that particular speech of mine was also well taken. And whatever transpired pertaining to the different agenda items, I put forth there. Two major issues that come to my mind, I will definitely like to share with you. Number one, of course, we are going for an election of the Secretary General of the IPU. So the entire process is on and we are working on it. That was, of course, put forth before everybody. Everybody was appraised about it. And two major issues were the Speaker of the Advisory Council of Niger had come before us, and the Executive Committee members heard the Speaker of the Advisory Council. Now, let me tell you that there has been a military coup very recently in Niger. And the military coup actually toppled the existing government, which probably was very corrupt, and then an advisory council, which is almost an apology for the parliament, is in position in Niger. So immediately after the military coup took place, the IPO suspended the membership of Niger to the IPO. So I think this gentleman had come to place before us the reasons why Niger should be affiliated again to the IPU. So it was his request, and there was tremendous deliberation as far as Niger was concerned. That was one major issue that we took up for discussion. And I must tell you that the entire committee unanimously agreed to ensure, or rather to allow, conditional onboarding of Niger to the IPU. There are certain things which Niger has to do. Democratic processes have to be brought, and all of us will support, but then conditionally they would be allowed entry. So that is one issue that was discussed.
Right.
Yeah.
So representing the world's largest democracy, what is the gravitas? Because IPU is about democracy and the promotion of democracy and human rights. So what is the gravitas that India holds in forums like this?
See, India is a nation very much on the rise, and I think the international community accepts it. India is 1.4 billion people. India is a young nation, and India has been marching forward in the last 11 years. And I think all of us accept that, and the international community also accepts that. In every sphere, India is wanted by all, and every sphere, India is actually respected and looked up to by all, in every sphere. So I think as far as these international forums are concerned, India has a very, I would say, strong presence. We assert ourselves wherever we want to, but we are good to everybody. We want to tell everybody that India is moving fast. We are the fourth largest economy of the world at this juncture, surpassing Japan. And in the next 2.5, 3 years will be the third largest economy, surpassing Germany. So only after US and China, India would be standing as far as the economy size is concerned. And our foreign exchange reserves also is almost like $790 billion. So I think every sphere we are doing extremely well. And the international community, to my mind, acknowledges and appreciates this.
Okay, ma'am, Prime Minister Modi, of course, is now not only a leader in India, he's been a leader at the global stage, being Prime Minister of one of the world's largest countries for the better part of a decade and a half. What is that message that he represents, of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, for communities, especially members of parliament at the IPU that represent a large percentage of the world's population?
Very good question. Two things people of the international community revere Prime Minister Modi for. Number one, his focus on development. To take 1.4 billion people belonging to different castes, colors, faiths is not an easy task. But in the last 11 years, he has been doing commendably well. And I think this has been recognized by all. So I think development is the core of Prime Minister Modi's governance. His governance model is well acknowledged and appreciated. This is one. And number two, Prime Minister Modi has been a great advocate of peace. When we call Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is the theme around which all our activities, all the activities of his government revolve. So the world is one family, and that is how he has been behaving. And let me tell you, Prime Minister Modi during Operation Sindoor made it amply clear that war has never been India's choice. We are with the side of peace. We are neither neutral nor indifferent. We are with peace. So whether it is Ukraine, whether it is any other country, we are with the side of peace, but we will definitely not stand terrorism.
Okay, ma'am, I know our time is short, but quickly, on the issue of human rights, what can India do to promote human rights in the world?
See, upholding humanitarian action is a theme of general debate in the 151st IPU Assembly here. I think as far as India is concerned, we have all been working with all countries. Let me tell you that during the COVID, you remember, we started the vaccine Matri. So we helped many people with many nations with vaccines and medicines. And all the while we have been, wherever there has been some kind of attack, we have been there. In Qatar, there were 2 military strikes by Israel and Iran. 2 major strikes in Israel and Iran in June, I think in this particular year. And our Prime Minister was one among the first to immediately call the leaders of Qatar and express that we were with them. So everywhere this is happening. In Ukraine also, he was standing with Ukraine. But you know, I mean, our national interest is of paramount importance. So keeping our national interest at the core, all the activities of Prime Minister Modi's government are doing extremely well everywhere. And I must reiterate that the international community acknowledges this.
Okay, the entire world seems to be talking about artificial intelligence, ma'am. What is the conversation about the challenges that are being posed by, you know, a new digital divide that might get created between the people who have the models, etc., don't? What is the conversation that you have with members of parliament on how we deal with this challenge ahead?
See, 2-3 things I would like to mention here. As far as artificial intelligence is concerned, as far as digital technology is concerned, as far as technological advancement is concerned, I must let you know that in January 2015, it was Prime Minister Modi who had given the direction for National Electronic Fund Management System in MGNREGS. I was the Joint Secretary then, and we executed as per his directions, and that is why I can say with all conviction at my command, the wages of all the laborers, the wages of all the vendors under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program goes right to the account of the person concerned because of the NEFMS, the fund management system, which we call direct benefit transfer. So this was a major leap towards, our digital governance. This is one. Number two, let me honestly tell you that we are aware of the figures. Internet users today in our country stand at 97 crore. This figure in 2014 was just, if I'm not wrong, it was just 25 crore. So there has been a giant leap there. As far as artificial intelligence is concerned, there has been sizable apportionment in our budget this year for artificial intelligence spread. 500 AI centers would be coming up in all parts of the country. This is one. Number two, in the month of January, Prime Minister Modi's government would be hosting the International Conference on Artificial Intelligence. Most of the countries would definitely be participating. And let us not forget that we have almost gone to the South Pole of the Moon. The space mission is almost reaching the South Pole of the Moon. So I think in every sphere, whether it is waterways, whether it is airways, whether it is space, we are all doing extremely well. Yeah.
Ma'am, last question on Gaza, the truce, as well as on Ukraine. What's the position that we are communicating to those who are asking at international forums like this?
I told you, I reiterate, Prime Minister Modi's government started the Operation Sindhu exercise. And then he had sent about 51 people to different 33 countries. I'm right, 33 countries. And I was privileged enough to be one of those. And the message was loud and clear that we cannot accept terrorism from any part of the world. We will definitely defend our national interests. The safety and security and the dignity of our people must be upheld at all costs. Development is the core agenda, but at the same time, peace is the objective that we work for. War is never our choice. So I think this particular message that we are neither neutral nor indifferent to any situation, but we are with the side of peace, I think that has gone down well with everybody, and everybody understands Prime Minister Modi's language.
All right, Aprajita Sarangi, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us in this special edition of The Focal Length.